Greeting interwebs, it's Jackie K, and welcome for another edition of Pokémon XG Next Gen. If you can't tell by the fact we're doing Pyrite Colosseum, specifically we're here for the first, or should I say the next, bonus episode of Pokémon XG. It's just gonna be me going through these first 4 battles of Pyrite Colosseum, because this was something I did off screen. Didn't record live commentary at the time, but figure y'all would be curious of what this is like. So as a result, it'll just be a mind dump of pretty much whatever comes to mind as we're going through all of this. With a few mentions of how this works, specifically how it differs from the original Pokémon XD, Gale of Darkness. First of all, I procrastinated making this bonus video a little bit, but better late than never. It's not too bad. As I'm recording this, I've only just recently uploaded going through OBS, I believe, or OBNS, however the acronym goes. I feel like I jumble it every now and then. But then I look at the recording and look at the properties recording and it claims that this was made or created in December of 2022. So if those alleged accusations are correct, I've been sitting on this footage for over 3 months, which wouldn't be as crazy as it sounds considering I only upload one Pokemon XG video a week. Just how massive the backlog is, and that's why there's such a long time frame in between recording sessions sometimes, because I don't really have too much of an urgent need to record this every week. Just between... At the same time though, as tempting as it is to upload this more frequently, I don't feel ready to do that yet, because even though I technically only do 3 videos a week consistently, there's also the live streams that I may not be as consistent with as I would like. But the plan is to try to do one of those live streams every Saturday, so that's like a live stream of 2 to 3 hours of commentary on top of the XG videos, which tend to be longer than the Dawn Gym ones, so that's usually another half hour or so, half hour, 40 minutes. And the Dawn Gens are twice a week, but tend to be shorter in the 10 to 20 minute range. It's a lot on my plate, considering I'm also juggling working full time outside YouTube and trying to find spare time to work on other projects like Golden Sun Dawn Gin. Sweet Expedition, technically. I'm still on hiatus from it. Basically, when I finished Sweet Training, I decided to take a break and focus the time that I would be spending on it into Golden Sun Dawn of Jin. And that's still going on currently, though I am getting an itching to at least boot it up and refresh myself on the progress I've made. But the overall point is currently, even though it feels small by YouTube video creation standards, 3 videos a week works pretty well for me. It allows me to build up a bulk, so if there's just some weeks I don't feel up to commentary or get too busy with other things, I don't have to feel pressure to do it, and I can reserve doing commentary for when I'm the most motivated and able to do it, which should, in the long run, result in the commentary being better. It may not always pan out that way. There may be times that I just have way too many weeks in a row where I'm feeling like that, and the backlog gets low enough that I really should at least, maybe not push myself, but encourage myself a little more than usual to at least attempt and see how I feel. And honestly, a lot of times I'm not always feeling up to doing commentary, but I decide, hey, I'm gonna give it a shot anyways. If I feel like the commentary came out too bad because I'm not feeling up to it, then I can always scrap it and try it another time, but who knows, maybe just doing the commentary will be enough to make me feel more up to doing the commentary, and more times than not, that turns out to be accurate. It also helps that, like, either with live commentary, I can cut around, especially for a series like Pokémon XG, where a lot of the time is spent in battle animations anyways, so if there's a long period of time they just don't feel up to talking, it gives me a lot more room to just cut things out, because a lot of it is battle animations that you've seen a bunch of times over and over. And it's kind of like a perk of doing commentary for Pokemon and to a slightly larger extent RPGs in general. Just the strategic nature of it and the repetition of more standard battles leaves a lot more room for cutting things out without the player feeling like they're missing out on too much. Obviously, if something interesting is going on in the battle, you want to leave it in. But there's always room to cut something out if nothing interesting is happening. Like, even in something like this where all we're doing is exchanging roosts and weak normal type attacks, I'm on a tangent. I am talking about something, so I find it worth leaving in and of itself. And that's just with live commentary. With post commentary, like I'm doing now, a lot of times post commentary feels harder than live commentary, or at least feels like it takes longer, because instead of just cutting around the good parts of the live commentary, with post commentary, if I find myself in a situation where I don't like the post commentary, I often will just scrap a good chunk of the post commentary and redo it. So this is about a half-hour video, definitely no more than 35 minutes. So I'm kind of curious how long it'll actually take me to record the post commentary for this. But I can bet you it will take longer than 35 minutes for me to do this commentary. Anyways, I'll go back on the random tangents, but this is a big thing that differs from XG. This random black box that pops up here. I don't know if they couldn't just get a menu to work, but here's what it does. I spent a long time on here because I'm really confused why the game just gave me a random yes or no box, and I think I decided to hit yes just to see what happens, and it's actually pretty neat. They actually pull up the PC for us, so if you wanted to like swap around Pokemon in between rounds, you could do so. Arguably it takes a bit of the challenge out of it, but in my opinion it's at least good for grinding, because like for here, I think Slowgo's done. I don't need to have Slowgo get any more experience, so I could like swap a Nibbler for Slowgo and have him get a bit of experience instead. Wait, do I? I think at this point in the adventure, I'm still on the fence of if I want to use Slowgo or not. So I think this is why I'm pondering so much. Why? Who I want to bring in, who I want to bring out. Imagine when I start realizing that the purification chamber is allowed in this scenario. So, besides that, and the one thing that you've probably already seen, is, and it's probably way too late for me to explain, but hey, we have like at least 20 more minutes commentary, so why not? The big gimmick with XG, compared to XD, for these tournament battles, is that they're all single battle based. I don't know if, as of recording this, if the episode that relates to this will go up or not, so maybe minor spoilers. I'm just gonna say it anyways. When we fight Mirror B in here, his battle is still a double battle, but every other battle in the Colosseum is single battle based. And I think that's kind of neat. If you want to try to keep single battles more in the game, when the primary thing that makes Colosseum XD special, I mean, I guess besides the whole, you know, stealing evil Pokemon from criminal organizations, besides that whole thing, the other thing that makes Colosseum and XD Special is the whole concept of everything being a double battle, forcing you to think more in a double battle mindset. If you don't want single battles to be completely obsolete, I guess this is the most appropriate place to bring back single battles. That was a long tangent to say, if you're gonna have single battles anywhere, this would be the place to have it, but hey. Nice call, past me, nice call. Anyways, I'm not sure if I ever finished the statement, so I'll just say it again. 3 videos a week doesn't seem like a lot, but considering how much else I juggle, I think 3 videos a week is the perfect pace for me. It's a bit of a shame because it makes a lot of series, especially when I'm doing multiple RPGs at once, drag on way longer than I want them to. But it's not like I would want to trade not uploading Dawn of Jin videos for doing 2 Pokemon XG videos, or vice versa. So that's what we got. These series are going to be around for way longer than even I would like them to be. But at least if I'm going to be stuck with a pair of series for a long period of time, it's hard to think of a better 2 games, for lack of a better way to describe it, to be doing for so long. You know, speaking of, I've been trying to ponder what I'm going to do next since I actually finished streaming Dawn of Jin a long time ago at this point. Like, if you haven't been following, I think it was like a couple months, if not longer, since the finale of Dawn of Jin went up. So a lot of it is trying to figure out what to do, what to start streaming, so that I have a series to upload when I finally finish editing the Dawn of Jin VODs and making them into the Dawn of Jin videos that you are seeing here on the channel. Because we're getting there. We're just about to finish, if I recall correctly, but what I saw in my video manager on YouTube before setting up this commentary, I believe we're at just getting the final Grand Jin from Crossbone Islands as of recording this. So there's not too much left of Dawn of Jin to actually finish editing. Unfortunately, just because of how awkward I've been feeling about live commentary, aka streaming, it's been kind of hard for me to get started on a new series. Like, it's kind of hard to find something that I'm as engaged into as Golden Sun. Literally the game series that just pinnacle all my inspirations for game design as a whole, or at least the lack of Golden Sun games has kind of been my biggest drive to still be interested in it, despite multiple attempts to learn programming backfiring in my face. And I'm a little iffy if I should say this, but it's on tangent, so I might as well. If you didn't already know, the initial plan was to have something Paper Mario related take on the streaming slot now that Dawn of Jin is over. But I've been kind of on the fence about it. Like, I don't know how much of it is just the concept of doing another RPG being a bit intimidating and being stuck with it for a long period of time, and how much of it is me being burnt out on Paper Mario. Because granted, you may not have seen it too much on the channel lately, but I spent a lot of time in Paper Mario to make Sweet Expedition, and by extension, Sweet Training. And there's a reason why I decided to take a hiatus from Sweet Expedition after finishing up Sweet Training. And I think that might be part of it. Doesn't help that that Paper Mario series that I was expecting to do was Master Quest, a Paper Mario mod that has infamousy with how brutally hard it can be. Even if I play Junior, I can't blame myself for being too wary about just starting it haphazardly. So there's been a lot of thoughts of how I want to handle Master Quests instead, and I'm still juggling through them. So I think in the meantime it might be good to find something a little shorter, maybe something a little different that still grabs my engagement to take on instead. The problem is that I've gotten so used to playing RPGs the past couple years, it's kind of been harder than I expected to play something, get into something that's not an RPG, ironically enough. So yeah, that's where I'm at with video / streaming at the moment. And while we gilly gonzap, this Raichu is kicking my butt. I've only just now realized how bad of a situation I'm currently in. And it reminds me, alright, we don't just breeze through this in one go. There's a reason why it's a 30-minute video and not like a 20-minute video, despite just being Colosseum battles. One set of Colosseum battles. Oopsies. Well, moment of truth. Taylor Swift, let's see what you can do. This Mercado resists both your entire move pool, but I'm sure you'll find a way anyway, somehow. Flinch hacks, please, 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 sugar on top. No, no, no. Oh. Oh. You got one more shot, friend. You get priority no matter how low your speed is, so just keep flinching him like 10,000 times, and we'll be fine. Let's not even worry about the Raichu that's hiding in the back. Everything's gonna be oh no. I kinda spoiled it, but it's... honestly, I forgot about that myself. I guess it has been about 3 months since between recording this and recording the commentary. Oops. Well, at least we're getting the worst out of the way right away. I guess that's what I get for going here with weird Pokemon to just... I don't even know why I was going in here with different Pokemon. Maybe just to try to level up some extra things in case I was feeling ambitious or wanting to have something new on the team for a little bit. But I can kind of see that all that did is really backfire. Oh, I think I know what it is. It's just like, at this time I was still like having the new player vibe, but just... I was still in the phase of just being literally excited about every single thing in Pokemon XG. Like even more so, just the whole concept of, oh, I want to use, all these Pokemon are cool. Every single Pokemon that I get is so cool. They got cool abilities and cool moves. But I can only have 6. How can I play around with all of them? Oh, I know. I'll bring them into something for a one-off thing or something. And maybe some of them will get enough experience that if I want to use them later, they won't be too far behind, or that. Spoilers, it doesn't really pan out that way. I don't think the team that we have at this point is final. But I think by the time that I catch up the recordings to this commentary, I'll be a lot more settled on the team than I was at the beginning of the game. And granted, I kinda got the feeling that there's still room for something really exciting to pop up and be like, oh, I want to use this so bad. I know, like, I've came across like 3 different, well, 2 different fairy types that I want to use, but can't because Swimmer's Bee is a mainstay. So who really knows for sure how things will be in the end? Oh well. At least it seems like I got a good handle on how Mr. Viss is. Mr. Viss has everything under control for once, and thank goodness. So yeah, videos. As you may have seen from the past stream or so, I did take advantage of the fact that the Game Boy Virtual Console, or the Game Boy NSO / streaming service, now has Game Boy Color, or has Game Boy games, so I was able to revisit Kirby Dream Land, and as I mentioned before, a big reason why I said it in the Kirby Adventure playthrough, which is kind of dumb, because I said in Kirby Adventure playthrough that I would play Kirby Adventure 2, but in actuality there is no Kirby Adventure 2, I was thinking of Kirby Dream Land 2. It's so weird because that came out before... No, I think it was Kirby Dream Land 3 that came out before Kirby Dream Land 2, because Dream Land 2 was on the Game Boy, while Dream Land 3 was on the NES, and Game Boy... And so, the Game Boy Online service only just came out a month or so. So, the point being, the gate is open again for me to play through the entire Kirby Dream Land series, and not the Kirby Adventure series like I initially thought. So, one of the past streams I played through Kirby Dream Land 1, not exactly the first through because I have actually played that game before, but I don't think I've played the game since I was a kid, excluding the times it's been rehashed in Kirby Superstar via Spring Breeze and all. So I got that, and I'm thinking about doing Kirby Dream Land 2 now, because funny enough, like pretty much the day after I did that Kirby Dream Land stream, Kirby Dream Land 2 got dropped onto the system. So maybe I'll do a first through of Kirby Dream Land 2. I said I would do the series eventually, and I've been procrastinating it ever since. Like, I'm recording this on a Saturday, so I currently haven't planned to do that stream later, but again, I've been kind of feeling weird about live streaming lately, so I'm still not even convinced that I won't just stop the stream. If you see a VOD of Kirby Dream Land by the time this video goes up, I guess I proved myself wrong at the very least. But another reason why I'm just so hesitant to actually do it tonight is because, like, even I doubt I'll get through the whole game in one sitting. It's a short game, but I also do short streams. And even if I don't 100% it, which I'm currently just... I know the 100%ing in Dream Land 2 and 3 can be kind of mixed. There's been mixed reception about completing Kirby Dream Land games, so I'm kind of just not going to commit myself to it. I'd rather just play for myself and see if I feel like going back and 100%ing it afterwards. But I'm definitely not committing to it until I at least try it out. Yeah, the point being, it almost feels pointless to start it today, because next weekend I feel like I'm gonna try to take it, instead of trying to make an April 1st video, because I've been procrastinating that harder than anything else. I know that April 1st falls on a Saturday, so I figure, why not just do an April 1st stream instead? I made some shorts, and those will be fun to share. But as for a video itself, it's a combination of being busy and just being torn between too many ideas to actually get started on any of them, and before I know it, oh, it's already March. I should probably make something for April 1st, and then it's like, oh, it's the weekend before April 1st. I don't think I'm gonna have time to make anything meaningful in that time frame. So, no promises quite yet, because I have an idea of what I want to stream on April 1st, but I still have to set it up. But I'm gonna try to have something fun and zany for the holiday. I'll leave it at that. You know, in hindsight, that was a very, let's call it rash decision for me to burn a Tailo. Definitely in the mindset of this mod, so into it that I didn't even consider the fact that it could have guts. I don't think it has guts, I think it has Gale Wings like our Swallow does. It's certainly acting like it with like Aerial Ace. Where the heck was that move in my life? Like, God, I could really have used something like that for a Talon Swift here. It's fine, I guess. But at least I don't have to worry about the burning giving an attack boost if my theory is correct. I guess this is the fine. Before I finish that thought, I want to take a moment to appreciate this little match that we're having here. Solid air slash. Nice! And the flinch. Once again proving that my Tailo is the superior Tailo. Or should I say Swallow? My bad. I guess you're always gonna be a baby bird in my heart. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into raising that Tailo into the king that he is today. And this Curly is just gonna come here and trace his entire gimmick away. Oh well. You're still the fool to try to brace the Swallow. I guess I can go back to my previous vlog, cause that joke went nowhere. Remember earlier on how I said with post-commentary, things usually take way longer than the time frame in the video just because I feel I take advantage of the power of post commentary by redoing certain parts if I feel like I stutter too much, or I could have said something more interesting instead, or forget to say something. Well, I forget what time frame I started recording commentary at. I think it was around 3 o'clock. I have on here 3:07 in my journal of when I started, but there was that little tiny power outage that just like went on just long enough to knock out power to my computer and force me to reboot everything back up again. I swear, I was just at the mic, just getting ready, just finally getting comfortable enough to actually start the commentary proper, and then poosh! No, computer got booted down because entire house lost power for no apparent reason. It's pretty cloudy out, but there's no wind or storm. It was raining earlier today, but all that rain cleared up like several hours ago. Power flicked just long enough for the computer to lose power and force me to reboot everything up all over again. Oh yeah, there's a point I was getting at. Right now it just turned 4 o'clock, so it hasn't been quite an hour, especially after that power thing, but it's been at least like 40 minutes to get the commentary for 28 minutes of video in post-commentary production. It's kind of hard to say sometimes if live commentary or post-commentary is more work. It's more so a matter of just pushing when you do the work. If I do post-commentary, I have to do the editing as I'm doing commentary. If I'm doing live commentary, then I can just like sit on the commentary file for several weeks, if not more at a time, until I'm finally getting around to editing the video, and then just sync it up, and then edit things then. So it's kind of like a, do you want to do the editing right after you do the commentary, or push it back a little later for when you're actually ready to edit the video? And I guess it also matters when or how much effort you want to put into editing the commentary, because I guess hypothetically, if you want to do post-commentary as quickly as possible, you could just hit the button to record the commentary and never turn off the button until you get to the end of the video file. But when I actually see those video files and I'm talking, and I can just, and I have the power to stop at any time to correct myself and try again, as I'm very tempted to do with those 3 stutters in a row, it can kind of take longer because the perfectionist in me kind of gets in mind. Meanwhile, with live commentary, you can't exactly redo part of the game without redoing the entire recording session, so it takes off the pressure to stop every 10 minutes and redo a piece of commentary, because I just flat out can't. So hopefully you enjoyed this deep dive into my mind in the video production process. Definitely not how I expected this video to go, but hey, I did warn you all at the start, it's just gonna be whatever's on my mind, I let flow out, more or less. Half tempted to call this a secondary gaming chill. Recording, at least I noticed as I was doing the commentary for this, that we're already in like the last week, or the last full weekend of March, and which means that I gotta record another gaming chill, which feels like a shame because it feels like I just recorded the last gaming chill, or at least I don't feel ready to record another gaming chill after the way the last one went. But I can't really put this as a gaming chill because I didn't talk about the video schedule plan for the month at all, and a bunch of other stuff, and there's probably like more current events things that could have come to mind that I brought up instead, but didn't. So, not gonna let myself out doing a game chill that easy. Maybe I'll just wait an extra week to do it. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, because if I do any more commentary today, I'm only gonna decrease the odds of me actually wanting to do a stream later tonight. So, this was a pretty good commentary session. Pretty good video. I'm gonna cut my losses while I'm ahead, or however the saying goes. Cause that's the end of the first round of Pyrite Colosseum. We got ourselves the title, all we gotta do is see what we won, and go from there. Gonna take advantage of the fact that this video is so far in the past compared to what I've recorded in the present, to warn you all, if this macho brace that we get somehow turns you off from doing additional rounds of Pyrite Colosseum, don't. Learn from my mistakes. There's good stuff in the future rounds that is well worth your time to do. Actually, I'm worried I'm hyping it up a little bit too much, but trust me, it gets better than the macho brace, and I kind of regret not getting the item I'm alluding to sooner. For now, I've been Jackie K. Thank you all for tuning in for this edition of Pokemon XG, and hope to see you next time for a quote-unquote canon episode. Until then, take care.